the physical aspect of a man wearing a dress and a woman wearing pants, it puts a spirit upon them. If you believe it or not, it puts a spirit upon it. It makes them think different. That's why the question he asked, do you ever see a man wearing a dress? Is he ever masculine? No, he's normally feminine, right? When a woman wears pants, she's normally being masculine, right? Give me Romans 1 first. Hold that. Give me Romans 1. Why? I'm going to show you the spiritual aspect of Deuteronomy 22 and 5. This is why God said not to do it. I got you. I'm going to show you who you are real quick, too. I got you, bro. What's your name again? Brandon, what's your name?
Sonic.
A Sonic?
Sonic.
Like Sonic? Okay, I got you. Watch this. Read this real quick.
Romans chapter 1 and verse 25. Who changed the truth of God into a lie?
So who changed the truth of God into a lie? Who said it was okay for a man to wear dresses and women to wear pants? Okay, that's the spiritual part of it. But what physical person says it's okay to do that today? Think about who runs the world right now. Who says it's okay to do whatever you want to do? The celebrities and stuff, right? It's being pushed by who? Right. So there's things behind what is allowed and what's going on today. Read.
Who changed the truth of God into a lie and worshipped and served the creature more than the Creator?
What we do today, we serve the creature more than the Creator. We serve man more than we serve God. This is the issue that God has with us today. This is why these are things that happen to us in our communities. He gave us things to abide by. We got away from those things. Now we're cursed until he returns. He's saying what? Why? Because we serve the creature more than the Creator. Read.
Who is blessed forever. For this cause, God gave them up unto vile affection.
So because of this, God has given them up to a vile affection. Read. He's going to explain it. Read.
For even their women did change the natural use into that which is against nature.
What is the natural use of woman? What's the natural use of woman? Making children. That's a natural use. What does she do with it?
And for this cause, God gave them up unto vile affection. For even their women did change the natural use into that which is against nature.
So they change the natural use, which is procreation, right? When you're woman to woman or man lay with man, how can you procreate off that? You can't. So then what are you doing? You're killing your own people. We're not able to repopulate our own nation. You get what I'm saying? That's why God said don't do that. Women don't lay with women. Men don't lay with men. Read.
And likewise, also the men, leaving the natural use of the women, burn in their lust one toward another.
So God is telling you, look, men that's burning in lust for men, it's not natural for that to be. But what society is teaching us, what this image is teaching us, is that it's okay. It's okay to do that, but it's not. This is what God's talking about. Read.
Men with men, working that which is unseemly.
Because it's unseemly for men to be with men. Society is teaching us, hey, it's okay, bro. As long as you ain't doing this, okay, let them do them. That's them. No. We ain't supposed to be allowing that. Right? Read.
And receiving in themselves that recompense of their error, which was meat.
Okay, read that again. Watch this.
And receiving in themselves that recompense.
The recompense is that reward or that judgment, that what?
Of their error.
Of their error. He's saying what? Man laying with man and woman laying with woman is an error in life. It's against God. No matter what church you go to try to spin it, no matter what celebrities is pushing it, no matter what, it's going against the Bible.
Right.
So us as prophets here today, standing on 56 in Portland, is what? Here to teach the truth of the Bible.
Right.
Thus says the Lord. Not out of our own interpretation, not what we think, because what we think doesn't matter to God. What matters to God is what he tells us to do. Read.
Which was meat. And even as they did not like to retain God in their knowledge.
Our people don't like to retain God in their knowledge. That's why we're a sinful nation. That's why everything we do today directly goes against God.
Right.
God said don't lay with men, men lay with men. God said don't kill, we kill. God said say don't fornicate, we fornicate. God said don't be an adulterer, we be adulterers. He says don't be an idolater, we're idolaters. Everything we do in today's society goes against God. If you're not keeping God's commandments, You're going against them, period. It's easy to be understood. Read.
God gave them over to a reprobate mind.
So now what? God gave them over to a reprobate mind. Now what? The reprobate mind means that they don't understand judgment. They don't understand the consequence of what's going to happen. It's going to read. It's going to say, watch, read.
To do those things which are not convenient, being filled with all unrighteousness.
Why? Because we're filled with all unrighteousness. For one, why? Because we don't know who we are as a nation of people. We don't acknowledge that we are these people here. We call ourselves African American. We call ourselves black. We call ourselves Hispanic. We call ourselves Native American. We call all ourselves Puerto Rican, Cuban.
Bring it out.
We call all of ourselves these things. But God says, no, you're an Israelite.
Right.
You're not Puerto Rican, you're from the tribe of Ephraim.
Bring it out.
You're not Cuban, you're from the tribe of Manasseh. You're not black, you're from the tribe of Judah.
Right.
Read.
Fornication, wickedness, covetousness.
Now he's naming those things that are unrighteous. Read.
Maliciousness, full of envy, murder, debate, deceit, malignity, whisperers, backbiters, haters of God, despiteful,
They're what?
haters of God.
Our people are haters of God. Guess what? And it's not even their fault. We just don't know that we're supposed to be keeping the commandments because Christianity and church tells us the laws are done away with.
Right.
All you got to do is have the faith in Jesus. We've been redeemed by the blood of Christ. If you believe in that, now you can do whatever the hell you want to. But no, the Bible just said you're what?
Haters of God.
He says you're haters of God. Read.
Despiteful.
The what? Read.
Despiteful. Proud. Boasters.
We're a proudful people. We're a very prideful people. But our pride gets in the way of us being able to understand who we are according to the Bible. It gets in the way of us being able to understand that we should be keeping God's laws. It gets us in the way of understanding that Christ is actually a black man.
Right.
Not Caesar Borgia, not the image that was created by Alexander the VI and his son. That's what pride does. When we can break down our pride and we can be allowed to let the word of God enter into you, then will you start to get understanding. Then will you know that keeping the commandments is how you get salvation. Read.
Inventors of evil things. Disobedient to parents. Without understanding.
Read.
Covenant breakers.
Read.
Without natural affection.
Natural affection is what? It's going into, we talked about homosexuality, but it's also going about into what? The natural affection to love one another as a people. We don't love one another as a people no more. We look at ourselves and we see an enemy. There's no natural affection toward ourselves anymore. We don't have a natural affection towards God, therefore our natural affection towards our own people.
That's right.
Read.
Implacable. Unmerciful. Without knowing the judgment of God.
With knowing the judgment of God, read.
Who knowing the judgment of God.
Why do we know the judgment of God? Because we always know in the back of our mind, even through Christianity, we know heaven and hell. Even though we don't know the true meaning or the true understanding of it, we know in the back of our mind, heaven and hell. We know there's a place for those who do right, and we know there's a place for those who do wrong. Right? So we know the judgment of God, read.
That they which commit such things are worthy of death.
But they that commit such things are what?
Are worthy of death.
Everything that we named above. All of those things that you are named above, if you know that judgment, you're worthy of death. Read.
Not only do the same, but have pleasure in them that do them.
So not only is it the ones that are doing those things, but you have pleasure in those that do them. Meaning what? You might not be particularly into a certain thing, but you're cool with those who do it. God said what? You're going to get the same judgment, bro. Because why? You ain't correcting them and telling them not to do it.
Right.
If you're going to be your brother's keeper, then be your brother's keeper. Tell him, bro, you shouldn't be committing adultery. You got a whole wife at the crib.
Right?
Don't do that. The Bible says we shouldn't be doing that. If you go mess with a chick, right, get to know the chick first and see that's why you really want to be with for real. And if it is so, then you marry that woman. But we don't have that knowledge and understanding in our communities no more. We got baby daddies and baby mamas. Multiple. That's where we're at today. In the black community, Hispanic community, and Native American community.
That's right.
That's how you know we fit the curses of the Bible.
Right.
That's how you know we're the true people of the Bible.
Right.
Is that it? Go back where I had you holding. Go back to Jeremiah 31:22. Because he made a point before he got off. He said, now you see women showing this real masculinity, right? Today. Where the man is more effeminate. Where the man is more, watch this. Cause what you just saying?
I said because you challenge everything. It's in the Bible it says try the word by the word.
Yes.
And so as you read it from the word, it was things that I was learning from one of my brothers, Charles. And it's a
Charles Dixon. Charles Dixon? That's my guy right there. That's my guy right there. Watch this. Because this is what we give me. Hold that, but give me proper 3 to 5. Watch this, because this is what we got to do. And it's something that I had to do. Yep, this is no, you good. This is something I had to do. No good. He's teaching you, bro. That's what you're supposed to be doing. That's a beautiful thing. And Charles taught you, you ain't fully received it yet, but even the Lord knowledge you retain, able to give it to another brother, bro, that's righteous.
Right.
My brother, my break is about to end. I have to get back to
Hey, no doubt. Hey, you get a flyer?
Yes, I have my
All of our information's on that flyer, bro.
Okay, and you guys have like a spot, you guys?
Yeah, we do. Right up the street.
Right up the street?
Yeah,
Oh, I live up the street.
look on the flyer. We got you.
All right, sweet.
All right, read this.
Thank you, my
Because
brother.
this is what we have to do. What's your name again? Davon, what's your name?
Thank you, my brother.
Imani, look. Because we come from a place, especially, you guys go to church? You go to church? So we come from a place of, when we think we have a little bit of understanding, right? We come from a place where, we think we got a little knowledge, according to what we've been taught as children. But this is what God said, when you come into his knowledge, this is what we got to do. Read.
Proverbs chapter 3 and verse 5. Trust in the Lord with all thine heart.
So we got to trust in God with all of our mind. Not the thing that beats the blood or makes us breathe. He's not saying that. He compares your heart to your mind. Read.
Right. And lean not unto thine own understanding.
We can't lean unto what we think we know. We got to lean unto what the Bible says. We got to become as children again. Give me that Matthew 18. Watch what Christ says. Watch how Christ teaches the men.
Matthew chapter 18 and verse 3.
Read out.
And said, verily I say unto you.
Start at verse 1, we get the understanding.
Verse 1. At the same time, because the disciples came the disciples unto Jesus, saying, who is the greatest in the kingdom of heaven?
Read.
And Jesus called a little child unto him,
So he's going to show him. He's about to give him the answer. Go ahead.
and set him in the midst of them, and said, verily I say unto you,
Read.
except ye be converted.
Except you be converted. Meaning to what? What do you mean to convert? To change, right? Watch how he does this. Read.
And become as the little children.
As what?
As little
We
children.
have to change and become as little children. Read.
Ye shall not enter into the kingdom of heaven.
He said, if you don't become as a child, you ain't getting into heaven.
That's right.
Read.
Whosoever therefore shall humble himself.
What do you got to do?
Whosoever therefore shall humble himself.
You have to humble yourself as a child. Because why? Because when a child is young, he's taught everything. You're teaching him how to walk. You're teaching him how to talk. You're teaching him how to count. You're teaching him how to do his ABCs, right? The child knows nothing but what he's taught. If you tell a child 2 plus 2 is 5 for his entire life, anytime he's asked what's 2 plus 2, what's he going to say? 5. He's going to say 5. Why? Because that's what he was taught. So if we're taught Christ's color doesn't matter, if we're taught that there's only spiritual Israel, what do we really know? We only talk about what we were taught. But he said to be what?
Humble himself as a little child.
We have to humble ourselves as children, knowing nothing when we come to God. Why? Because now God is trying to give you everything that you need for salvation. Read.
As this little child. The same is the greatest in the kingdom of heaven.
Now, he said the same is the greatest of the kingdom of heaven. Why? Because that man is willing to be converted. He's willing to change. He's willing to humble himself and become as a child so he can do what? Be taught. Watch this.
1 Peter chapter 2 and verse 2. As newborn babes desire the sincere milk.
Real quick, listen to this. I just brought up a point for the last couple minutes. No, you're good.
Desire the
Hold on, hold on. Because he just said be as children. Watch what he says, right? Watch what Peter says.
As newborn babes desire this.
Start from verse 1.
And verse 1. Wherefore, laying aside all malice
Laying aside all malice
and all guile
and all guile,
and hypocrisies
and hypocrisies,
and envies
and your envies,
and all evil speaking.
and all your evil speakings.
As newborn babes.
As what?
As newborn babes.
We have to be newborn babes. Goes back to what Christ was saying in Matthew 18. Be as children, be converted. It's the same thing Peter was teaching right now. Read.
As newborn babes, desire the sincere milk of the word.
Sincere milk of the word is God's law. Through God's laws, you gain wisdom and understanding. Right? You start to read the Bible in a new mind before you can understand the things that you once could not understand. Why? Because now you humbled yourself, you're being converted, you're changing, and you're being humble enough to receive the word of God. So now God is going to give you some understanding and wisdom on how you ought to be. That's why we went around today in Christianity and think we know. We run straight to Paul and not know that Paul was taught speaking the exact same thing that Christ did.
That's right.
The exact same things. Because Christ taught Paul. Why would Paul say anything different than what Christ said?
Bring it out.
You know what I'm saying? Read.
That ye may grow thereby. If so, be ye have tasted that the Lord is gracious.
Why? Because when you desire that sincere milk, right? The taste of that, Psalm 19:7. The sincere milk, like I was saying, is what you taste, what gives you the ability to be able to understand what you learn to keep God's laws.
What is a nation? Nation is men leading by example. Nation is family.